comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Trevor Scott, and with me, as always, is Ben Slinger.
I am here, indeed. Yes, I'm on the correct microphone this time. Sorry about that shittiness a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And after our episode 150 released last week on the wonderful Audio-Technica microphones from PAX Floor, I thought I wouldn't. I didn't want to, assault your ears with my terrible laptop mic, which is unfortunately what happened.
Yes, we'd rather let you hear the wonderfulness of the Audio-Technica mics that we actually have at home.
In our office. Yeah, exactly. So, let's jump into some... Actually, no, look, I have a pitch.
You have a pitch.
I have a pitch.
This is rare.
This is rare. Yeah, during the week, it just came to me. I was thinking about stuff and shit, and no, I was thinking about adventure games because you and I are working on this little sort of mini adventure game, and it was, and just thinking about how you can do adventure games with just like minimal work, basically. So anyway, my pitch was a game where you like wake up in kind of an underground bunker. This is point and click adventure. You wake up in an underground bunker, and basically it's like post-apocalyptic, but the whole thing is it's all set within the bunker, and you're figuring out what's going on. And then like at some point, someone or something like throws something down, you find some connection to the outside world, but it's like, it's not something you can get through, but you can communicate in some way, and you are starting to communicate with someone who's like above ground and figuring out what's happened, and basically you're unraveling this mystery from under the ground.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a very Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt vibe. Also 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So
a little bit of
like
I Am Mother,
both.
even.
Yeah.
Just with the sort of being trapped in the bunker, not knowing about the outside world kind of vibe. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that could just be, because again, you don't have to do much in the way of animation on characters and stuff. You pretty much just have the one character. Minimal rooms and backgrounds and stuff. And it could just be unraveling it as you solve these puzzles. You're looking around in this bunker, and maybe you start being able to like turn on the power in different areas, and that like fires up some computers or something. So you get a bit of, you manage to connect some wires, and a TV blares on, and it's a pre-recorded news thing from before whatever this event was or whatever, right? So you start getting this sense of what happened, how you got here, and I think you don't remember anything. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you were even born there. Like maybe it's literally generations, like, or a generation later, and when you finally get one room unlocked, you find your dead parents in there or something.
Now I'm getting kind of a end of Monkey Island 2 vibe with the underground sort of area that you go through. I don't think
I remember. Oh yeah, okay, vaguely. Anyway, and a little Fallout-ish as well, of course, but just within basically a Fallout game, but it's only in the vault, and it's just all narrative.
Mm-hmm. You've sort of said, you'd like this as a point and click, but I think this could actually work quite nicely and with less animation, as almost a first person adventure game.
Yeah, you could do that for sure. Yeah.
Then, the bunker has a little bit more, substance to it.
Yep. And,
going into a completely dark room, especially in like an Unreal Engine sort of thing where the darkness is,
and just getting the glint of like lights reflecting.
Yeah. And just when you're actually in there and your eyes are just starting to adjust, but you still can't see much, and then a big glowing red light could actually look quite cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like a bit of a Gone Home vibe, walking simulator sort of thing, where you're unraveling this mystery for sure.
Yeah, and there's certainly other parts to the like bunker that you could actually unlock through airlocks and that sort of stuff as well.
I think you get access to them over time. And then the story just unravels, like, once you do get that communication to the outside world, like, that kicks off different narrative beats, and you know, it's even that there's some way of like a little dumbwaiter or something, but you know, that you can pass things back and forth. It goes through sort of an airlock system. But that gives you, you know, they can pass down tools, a tool that lets you get into another area or like fix something. Cause it could even be, then obviously it's still all narrative, but there are survival aspects, right? Like some of the puzzles are, you know, you've run out of food, or like maybe it's even that, or maybe it's not just that it's a bunker. Maybe you're like cryogenically frozen down there. Because obviously it's some sort of disaster happened. People were put in these bunkers to, I mean, again, very Fallout, to come back after it had passed, and something's gone wrong.
Yep. Yeah, I like this quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, it could be really fun. So I think this is the third game on the list of things that we want to make in our limitless spare time.
Oh yeah. I'm just thinking about sort of like the 1970s look that I'm sort of going for in the computers. That it's, you know, you hear sort of like the tape start whirling and as it all sort of kicks into gear, and you see like that could even be the first thing you hear. Like literally as the game starts, it's all black, and you just hear these tapes wind up, these old-fashioned, huge mainframe-esque computers. Yep.
And then the lights
like
start coming
terminals
on
everywhere. Especially because I'm just imagining that, you know, dumb terminals are those typical things that each terminal could have different access, sort of thing. So you have to get to the next terminal to get that extra little bit of access.
Yeah.
That works quite nicely. Plus, then you get that feeling of the Fallout computer systems as well.
I think, look, it's definitely starting to feel very Fallout, but I think that's fine. I think that's good. It would definitely it wouldn't have quite the same aesthetic. I'm picturing a bit of, did you play, it had a Stranger Things vibe to it. It was released on the Epic Store. Fuck. No, I've lost it. But anyway, it had this I think it was Unreal Engine. It had this really nice just aesthetic to it. It was a bit more 80s. I think you'd go a bit more 80s with it. Big chunky video cameras and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like still CRTs, but they're like EGA color. 16 colors.
16 color.
Yeah.
Which I kind of found out the other day is not exactly true about the EGA graphics. Like, there were actually 64 colors that it could show
Tech
in the palette.
Corner.
God damn it. You've got another bloody
jingle for you?
Jingle for me. So it turns out that, like, EGA has actually, like, a 64 color palette, but it can only display 16 colors at once. But it can display extra colors through dithering as well.
Yeah.
So...
it wasn't literally just the 16 flat colors. And I think they had some palette tricks and stuff they could do there as well, I think.
Oh, it's even funnier when you go back to CGA graphics, which is a 4-color mode, but no, it actually has 16 colors.
There are some great videos.
We were lied to all our lives.
There are some great videos on the different ways that they did that sort of stuff. And even taking advantage of the way CRTs worked and stuff, so that it was something like, because when you put two colors in CGA next to each other and on a CRT screen, they blend in a certain way that actually like makes another color.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, there's some amazing stuff, and it's all out of like a typical composite video signal.
Yeah, it was something to do with that too. Yeah, it was something to do with the actual literal hardware that transferred the data.
Yeah. There's a guy who I was watching a few of the videos that he did by the 8-bit guy, I think he was called, and he actually created his own game for just recently for like the original like DOS XT systems.
Yes,
and put in that extra the super CGA mode or whatever it was.
That's right. Yeah, I think we watched the same video. Anyway, go and look up the 8-bit guy, and we will get off this tangent and maybe start some Click Pitch.
Yeah, 10 minutes into the episode. Okay, Click Pitch is a game where we each have a random word generator in front of us. On the count of 3, 2, 1, we're going to click refresh. We're going to take those words, we're going to throw them at each other. When that idea doesn't work anymore, we're going to click again and throw some more at each other.
That's it. I'm going to catch it in my mouth. I'm actually
Fair
terrible
enough.
at that. All right, 3, 2, 1, click.
Cher.
Invisible. Can we take that as Cher, the singer? And she goes back in time. If I could turn back time.
I have no idea where you're going with this, so I'll just leave it be.
If I could find a way. She's a time traveler, obviously.
Okay.
Or it's like a superhero who can not only turn back time, but turn invisible. Her secret identity is Cher, the superstar singer.
Yep.
Sonny is her sidekick. I mean, it's Sonny. It's a sidekick name.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was sort of thinking of this as almost a set in a D&D like world.
Okay.
Where you've got two characters who, one is a wizard, one is a fighter sort of thing.
Okay.
But they each have to like share some of their responsibilities. Like the wizard, has to make the other guy, has to make the fighter invisible, and therefore, he's sharing some of his powers with him. And then, when the wizard gets in trouble, and the fighter has to sort of come and get him out of it as well.
I like that idea, except that Cher's not in it. So, the wizard is Sonny, and Cher is a bard, and it is a D&D world. Now, what's the gameplay? Because I like this idea of them having to buff each other in different ways, and I mean that's a bard's go-to, right? Is inspire.
Yeah, it's buffing, inspire courage, and I'm really picturing that the wizard is like an older sort of, or maybe slightly hurt character. So they've got the typical walking stick, but they still look exactly like what Sonny and Cher looked like back in the 60s. I got you, babe sort of time. Yeah,
yeah, that's it. And they're the songs come into it, right? Like he casts invisibility on it, and she buffs him with "I got you, babe." Like it's a perfect song for it. I got you, babe. You won't get hit by that arrow.
Inspire courage. God damn it.
I like the idea of very 60s styled clothes, but it's armor, like it's in D&D style, but it's like bell bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he's got a fur vest. I'm looking at a photo. Sonny looks like not a wizard, but someone like he might own a tavern.
Okay, I'm kind of thinking that this wizard, as it were, was actually a bartender, but he's sent away to like correspondence school.
Yes,
and sort of got so he's kind of newish to the magic thing. I think that could quite work.
Yeah. I love the idea that he got his wizard certificate through from the fucking Baldur's Gate school of wizardry, but it's missing an A. Like it's a dodgy. It's like misspelled.
WIZ''RD.
Yeah. Wizardry. Yeah. I'm a wizard. He's not even. He's not even actually allowed to call himself an actual wizard. He has to put the apostrophe in there. It's like just a wizard. Wizard.
Okay. So for gameplay, I'm kind of seeing it almost like a cooperative Gears of War style.
Ooh, yeah.
shooter.
I like that because then their different skills can kind of play off each other.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, so do you just have Sonny like firing off dodgy off-brand spells while Cher sings and buffs him? I mean, I guess bards fight to a certain degree sometimes, and I mean they do things to also, affect the enemies.
Oh, I can imagine Cher, is going to totally kick everyone's ass.
Oh God, I mean she would, yeah.
But this is pre-believe sort of Cher. So
that's actually like that's a twist. That's she levels up to a certain degree and gets auto tune.
She really doesn't need auto tune.
She doesn't. She doesn't. But it's a special. It's just used, used at the right time.
Oh God. Okay, so third-person shooter. What I did like about the Gears of War series is it did have some of those points where you'd verge off into different paths and have to sort of help each other a little bit, but then the majority
you can kind of see each other from a
together.
distance or something, or you get a sense of what the other person's doing. But yeah. I'm really
picturing, they're in Sonny's bar at the start.
Yeah,
and
Cher's just up on the stage doing a number. He's up there as well with a lute. I kind of see, he's just accompanying her, but he's not very good at it. No. Yeah.
And then someone comes in and sets a massive fire and basically burns down the bar, and they sort of just escape. And the rest of their time is all about vengeance.
Yeah, well, and I'm getting this really nice vibe of this bar at the beginning. It's just super casual. There's all these regulars in there. Sonny is the bartender, but he's up on stage, and so people are just helping themselves to drinks and paying for them themselves because they're just chilling out. And then someone busts in, and all hell breaks loose.
Yep, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that definitely. So then when shit all breaks loose, he does some prestidigitation and, sets some rain going to try and get rid of some of the fire, but because it's all based off of alcohol, it all just spreads even further.
It's all alcohol magic?
No. The fire is based off of the alcohol.
Oh.
They smashed all the bottles.
I kind of do like the idea that he's a boozy wizard. Though, and he's like an alcohol mancer. He's like an
ethymancer.
Ethymancer? Don't know. Alchemancer. I guess alchemancer.
Yep.
And so, he can do fireballs, but it's because he fucking he summons up a big floating ball of green alcohol and then just flicks a lighter.
I'm just picturing that there's going to be a running joke about people talking about him being an alchemist. No, he goes, no, I'm an alcoholist.
An alchemist. No, an alchemist. I'm an alchemist. Alcohol.
It's all about, I don't turn lead into gold. I turn
booze
these
into
basic ingredients into booze.
I can summon booze. Actually, I love that
I can
idea.
Turn water to wine.
I can turn water to wine. He's an alchemist. Yes. I love that. Well, and I love the idea that he even became a dodgy wizard because he just wanted to do bar tricks and pay less for his booze, right? Because he can just summon it and use other ingredients. And so him becoming an actual battle wizard of sorts is a complete accident.
Yeah. But it turns out that, with the right whiskey, he can breathe fire and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, and so, because now I'm thinking of the upgrade path for these two characters, right? The skill tree and how Sonny's can all be around different, cocktails and they're all named, in different ways to sort of based on the different skills that he gets or the different things he can do. I wonder if he can just he's got manipulation magic that is literally just it turns some of their an enemy's blood into alcohol. So they're just automatically drunk and can be more easily distracted.
Yeah, but if he goes too far, they're instantly dead because there's more alcohol than blood in the body.
Yeah, and look, maybe he has to... I think that's like a touch. You know, he has to touch them to be able to do that sort of thing. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah. I'm just picturing like the end of the trailer of the game. You know, you sort of see Cher and Sonny just sort of locking and loading with their weapons, and then you know, you see something happening to Sonny, and Cher yells out, "I got you, babe," and then the title comes up.
Yeah, totally. The cowboy's work is never done, she says. I'm looking. It should really have been a Western. She's got all bang, bang, shot me down. That was theirs.
Too late now. 3, 2, 1.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. Departed.
That goes very well with my par. P-A-R.
Oh, okay. Departed
and par. So I'm thinking that this is a golf game.
Martin Scorsese's golf. No.
Oh God, that could be horrible. So I'm thinking that it's maybe a ghostly golf game.
Ooh, I like that.
Everything's sort of Halloween-y sort of themed. So I'm picturing kind of, you know, cemeteries and old creepy mansions for like, whether it be a mini golf game or whether it be
that's what I was thinking. Is it like is it full on, you know, 18 hole, or is this mini golf? And then so either way, let's think about other than just being a theme. Mm-hmm. What does being what does being a ghost on a golf course give you?
Well, if you're a ghost, then, you know, there's only a certain amount of like energy that you can expend to actually touch a club to be able to swing
right.
it. But if you're a zombie and you swing, you've got to be very careful with the follow through so that you don't follow through too hard, so
and
you
just
don't
lose your arms. Yeah.
So
okay, so it's not just ghosts. It's like Halloween creatures.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, yeah, we got there through the idea of it being departed, so the recently deceased and that sort of stuff.
All right.
But I'm liking the idea of it being witches and...
So this is kind of a bit of... what was that game on the Xbox? Crazy something golf or wild...
Outlaw golf.
Outlaw golf? Yeah. It's Outlaw golf, but it's not Outlaw... It's Halloween golf. It's a follow-up to Outlaw golf. So
goddamn, I love those the Outlaw series.
Yeah, because they had some other ones too, didn't they?
Yeah, they had volleyball, and golf 1 and 2.
All right, well, we're bringing it back, but instead of just like crazy, weird, redneck kind of characters, it's Halloween. It's you know, and look, this is appropriate. This episode is going to come out just after Halloween.
Well after.
Well, not well after. It'll be like, oh yeah. It'll be like a week after. It'll be the week after. It'll be within a week after Halloween. So
within the week after. Yeah. So that's fair enough. We probably should have gone full spooky theme then.
Yeah, probably. Too late.
We can spend the rest of the episode
we can
on
retrofit
spooky.
it that Sonny and Cher are ghosts. You go, I believe in love after death.
Oh, God, no. Okay, so... creepy, spooky golf.
Yes. So I'm thinking we don't obviously go hard and fast on the rules of golf. The goal is obviously get the ball in the hole, but each different character has kind of different abilities and things that they can do to get that ball into the hole in different ways. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like as a ghost, you don't have much of a swing. Because it's hard to become corporeal enough. But actually, that could be interesting. Maybe it's something about like a timing thing of when
you've got to come corporeal at the exact moment that you need to.
Yeah.
So that you can send it off with the most power.
Yes. Yeah. So that's
you've got ghostly golf clubs that you need to basically.
Yes, you need to manifest at the exact moment of impact. And so, yeah, they can actually hit it really hard, but it's skill based. You have to get the timing right. Whereas some other ones, it's not necessarily as skill based around the timing, but it's more around different things. They have different trade-offs. So like Frankenstein's monster, he might hit it too hard. Actually, for him, it's hard just not to completely overshoot it.
Oh yeah. And I'm actually thinking the Bride of Frankenstein, with the big hair and all that sort of stuff could actually be really hard, keeping their head over the ball because, their hair is just weighing down so much.
Oh, it's a balance thing. you have to keep it balanced. You've got some controls on, like, the triggers or something to, like, flick her hair backwards or forwards. I flick my hair back and forth. I'm just singing tonight. I don't know. I didn't know that Steve Carell was the commentator on Outlaw Golf. That's really cool. We'll get him back. We'll get him back for Halloween Golf. Right. What else we got there? What is a kind of vampire?
Well, a witch would be swinging with her broom, obviously.
Yep.
A wizard with his cane.
Yeah, like his staff.
Yep. Werewolf, maybe.
Well, I think a werewolf can either be in human or form. Wolf form, and that gives different trade-offs. But, maybe they can only change once or twice or something. So you don't actually want to be...
They can spin around and flick it out with their tail when they're a
Well, and
wolf.
I think you've just got more strength and stuff,
and
too.
You don't want to... got golf clubs when they're human.
You don't want to be a wolf.
Understand
you don't want to be
there.
on the green and be in wolf form, really, right? Like, because you can't do that subtle... You can't do the soft touch that you might need.
So are we going to do the rules of if the cloud goes across the moon, then, he turns back into human?
Something like that. Or maybe he's just got, like, a little jar of moonlight or something. I don't know. Like, you can just have some... He's just got a couple of limited charges where he can change back and forth, I think.
Yep. Okay, so that doesn't sound too bad. I'm just wondering whether there's another way that we could also look at this. That it's Ghostbusters golf.
Okay.
And you're one of the Ghostbusters. So in between taking shots, you've also got to take out ghosts. So you got that sort of... You're on the golf course and you're talking to your caddy and you're like, okay, I need a 9-iron and, cover me with the proton pack.
I need a 9-iron and oh shit, I need a trap. give me the fucking proton pack. What is the trap? It's just a trap. I don't know. Yeah. That could be interesting. You can bring in all the different Ghostbusters from both.
Oh yeah, and sort of have it that they've come through like it's a multiverse sort of thing. So,
I mean, if you even need to explain it. You just shove them in there. Well, I kind of like the idea as well that you can do a career mode and create your own Ghostbuster. And you don't, like... I mean, obviously it's hard to keep these things secret, but I just love the idea of someone getting really excited about making their own Ghostbuster and customizing their outfit and stuff and thinking, all right, I'm going to go bust some ghosts, and then it's golf. It's actually just like a really stock standard. There actually aren't even ghosts. You're just playing golf because the Ghostbusters like to play golf.
and the golf cart looks kind of Ecto 1-y, except it's actually got written on there Ecto 3.
Yeah, that's
and you're like
that's
looking
for the weekends.
Yeah,
totally. All right, let's click.
I like it.
Yeah.
3 to 1.
Gawkiness,
shouting,
and gawkiness.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, gawkiness makes me think of, like, preteens or, like, puberty.
And shouting makes me think of the old man trying to tell the kids to get off his lawn.
Okay. Well, that's not a bad setup. I'm picturing a bit of a Stand By Me or a Goonies vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like just kids out in the neighborhood. There's the creepy old man who yells at them, and they're trying to they're trying to solve some mystery, right?
Yeah. So my question is this going to be like one of those, the asynchronous sort of VR multiplayers where you've got one person in VR being the old man? And everyone else is on the TV trying to do some missions like sneak onto the lawn and steal roses or like basically do a whole heap of different things. Maybe two of them are over here trying to get the old man's attention, and you're trying to get them to stay off the lawn.
Yeah.
While two of the others are sneaking up behind trying to steal like his newspaper off the porch or something like that.
Okay. I like this a lot. Especially the idea of a VR person and they're like inside a house looking out of windows. They really can't leave the house.
Yeah.
Whatever movement mode we do, whether it's just teleporting between some kind of key spots at the windows or having to literally free move around, I don't know, but so do the kids kind of have specific missions they can pull off at any time, and then what does the old man have? Like, I think he can maybe sick his dog onto him.
Yep. He can like throw slippers at them. I think the other thing that
he can call their
doing
parents
as well. Yep, he can threaten to call their parents. One of the other things that he's also trying to do is like just make himself a nice cup of tea. That's all he wants.
Right. And he keeps getting his... Right, okay. So he needs to take some time away from the windows to make his cup of tea, but if he spends too much time...
And he's got one of those old school kettles that you have to actually put on the stove, so you hear that whistle going off.
Yes. Okay, because you can't have it... Yep. You can't have it boiled dry. Yeah, I like that he's got a bunch of steps. He's trying to make himself some afternoon tea with a cup of tea and like a piece of toast or something.
Yeah.
And
of course, the toast, you can't get that too cold or anything like that. But these kids are also, every day around this time, they're trying to stop him from making his tea.
I think they're just constantly there. This is just this old man's nightmare, is there are constantly teenagers on his lawn trying to steal stuff. I think it's just like old man's nightmare.
Yeah. You know what I reckon he's got on his lawn? Like in different places in his yard, like candy trees. So the kids are all coming up trying to steal this candy.
Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to think, all right, let's just think through what would be the perfect game for the old man. Like, how would he completely thrash the other players? So he's there in VR. I mean, he or she, obviously, I think the character's a man, but the player is there in VR.
Yep.
They've got a goal of make a cup of tea and a piece of toast. And you get judged for how hot the toast still is, how well the tea is made, and how hot it is when you get to sit down and drink it. Like, it all has to be set up correctly. But you lose points for the number of things that the kids have managed to, like, do or take, I guess.
Yeah, and I think the other thing they can actually do is sneak into your house and, like, unplug your toaster and turn off the gas.
Okay. If they come into your house, you can just shoot them with your shotgun, though.
Clint Eastwood style.
Yeah, like then it's trespassing, and you have every right as a grumpy old man.
Yep. Okay, so what I'm picturing because of our shoehorned theme for this episode is it's actually Halloween.
Yes. Okay.
And the kids are trying to trick and treat.
Yes. Okay, that's perfect. Actually, that's perfect. Because if you don't scare them away, because you're not actually going to give them treats because you're a grumpy old man, but they keep coming up, and you have to yell at them, or you have to sick the dog on them to get rid of them. Otherwise, they like start egging your house and stealing your newspaper and
and I think
graffitiing.
The things that they're sort of doing is they're going up, and they're when they don't get food at the very start, they don't get their treats.
Yep.
They immediately go into trick mode, and their trick mode is basically make this old man's life a living hell.
Yeah. Okay. So let's picture it from the people on the screen now. They're sitting. Let's say they're sitting around. Like there's 4 people sitting around a TV, Xbox controllers. They're kind of seeing a top-down-ish view of the house.
Yeah.
And so are there multiple... Like, what's stopping them from just running up every time?
Well, I think...
maybe they have to get different costumes or something.
Yeah, like if they get seen by the old man, then he knows whose parents to call. So the whole idea is that they need to be doing some sneaky sort of stuff. And of course, the old man's trying to do his stuff while also making sure that his house doesn't get egged.
Okay. But if they think they're getting candy, like, it sort of doesn't make sense to sneak at that point. I feel like we got to figure out kind of that mechanic of, because I kind of like this idea that they can't come to the house with the same costume twice. Maybe if they get to the door, the man has to give them candy. Like, he begrudgingly will give them candy if they get to the door.
And ring the doorbell.
But obviously you can't come with the same costume twice. So that's one limitation. And maybe there's literally like a little mini game that the people are doing for like selecting different costume bits or something. Mm-hmm. And then... Mate, because, I'm trying to think without making this too complex, like where this real balance is. Because I'm thinking you could...
making it fun for the people outside of VR.
Well,
because the old man's going to have the most fun.
Yeah, but you got to make it fun for both. So what's the challenge for the people outside of VR? It's somehow getting to the front door or the back door without being yelled at, the dog sicked on them, like... Throwing a newspaper
is sort
at him.
Of like the old man only has limited amounts of stuff that he can actually do, like within a time limit sort of thing. So, he can't just go sick the dog on him every single time because, like maybe what they'll do is as a countermeasure for the second time that he tries to stick the dog on him is have sausages.
Well, no, I feel like it should just be that basically the dog is like an area of effect, and so you can set it out like sort of one direction from your house, and it will attack anyone in that area for that amount of time. But there are different entrances, so you're basically you're protecting that side while you could be flanked basically, through your back door or your side door. Mm-hmm. With these kids coming in different directions, and obviously now you've used up the dog, and there's a cooldown on it for when it comes back in and takes a drink and shits on the grass, and then that can be a hazard.
It's not only a hazard, but it's also another inconvenience for the old man.
Yeah.
His pristine lawn is no longer pristine.
That's true. Might lose points for that. Yeah, I am having trouble with the general sort of how that back and forth mechanic would work, but I really love the idea of someone in VR having to like look out their windows, go between the different windows in their house for these people who are playing and out on a screen.
Yep. I'm almost picturing it almost like a Metal Gear Solid style stealth.
Yeah. All right. So look, that was fun without getting new words though, or maybe with new words. But I actually do want to explore that mechanic a bit more. But maybe like throw away the old man, throw away the kids, like throw away the Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Just that idea of someone in a building having to look out in different directions, and catch the players on the couch doing something, or fend them off in some way.
Okay, so could it be maybe a security guard?
Yeah,
at a building.
Yep.
And then it's having to sort of pick out who out of the many visitors that he's getting are actually the other players that shouldn't actually be there, sort of thing. Maybe I think it should just be. All right, keeping with the Halloween vibe. It's a security guard at a candy factory,
or a candy store or something, right?
Yep.
And these teenagers, we'll stick with the teenagers, they want to come and steal candy. They're delinquents. They're juvenile delinquents.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that just simplifies things a bit more, because then the teenagers are literally just having to hide. They've got stealth mechanics, and they can get some sense of where the security guard is by like which windows are lit up. And obviously the security guard can literally shine the light outside. And so the kids can sort of see through the window, get an idea of which window the security guard is at any time. And I think you'd have to, even if you're using teleport mechanics, I think you'd have to make it that there's like a time, it takes a little bit of time to get between the areas.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it's fair to just have the security guard obviously suddenly appear at a window.
Oh no! I mean, I really want the security guard to be the one in VR, because
no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. But
pointing the mag light around will be
exactly
be kind of awesome.
Pointing the mag light around. But I just mean if they're moving around inside the building, like how are they? What's their traversal method?
One thing that I think is very important, and it cannot be overstated or understated enough. If you have your hand in sort of like the normal VR position, as in your hands, facing forward, you've got the mag light facing forward. But if you turn it upside down, he's got the mag light out, like in the underhanded grip.
The classic underhand, the classic underhand security, like high on the shoulder grip.
Yeah. So as you go to pull it down, basically there's an animation of him flipping it around in his hand. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, you can't use it as a weapon. It's only a light.
Hell no.
And in fact, I think this is a completely non-violent game even. It's literally just... I don't know, maybe you can tase them. I was just trying to think of... Because I think obviously if you catch him in the spotlight, I think if you hold one of the teens in the spotlight for long enough, then you identify them and you can call their parents, basically. And that's kind of that's your attack in a way. But I wonder if this is a two-phase thing, in that do they literally have to break in and then they're inside hiding from the security guard, or is there always that barrier of the inside outside kind of thing?
I do kind of like the idea of it being, a hide and seek sort of game. One person in VR, one person in and the other people, like I'm thinking 3 people. So there's 4 players in general. I'm seeing definitely you got the one person in VR sort of walking around the corridors trying to find the kids. Can go back to like the center of the maze, as it were, to look at security cams.
Okay.
To sort of get an idea as to where the alarms are going off, because I'm picturing if the kids have broken in through the side door, then you're going to get an alarm to that side door.
Yeah, you're going to know they've gotten in, or at least, or they're faking you out and they've just triggered the alarm and circled back. But there are different, obviously, strategies there. But okay. So maybe you get things coming in over your radio. Mm-hmm. I like that idea of maybe there is a guard on security cameras. And on sort of at the desk, and you're the patrolling guard. And so you'll get canned response, and they're an NPC, but you get canned responses of like, hey
Jerry.
Hey Jim, Jerry, are you there? We got an alarm going off on,
I was just saying Jerry because it's one of our choices that we had that can actually be male or female. Because obviously you don't want to.
Yeah. Man, Jim Jerry. Whatever. They can be male or female.
Is it GYM?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Callback.
But like they get a call and it's literally a verbal call of, hey, the door in sector, 3F just got triggered. Can you go check it out? And so, it's your choice. Like, do you go check, or do you know that, the people playing like to trigger that door off, and then like they've got a strategy where they actually then climb in the window in sector 2B, or not to be, and then they, which doesn't trigger the alarm, right, or something.
Yep. I wonder if this is a game where you can sort of, as the security guard, you can actually swap between a number of different, like security guards.
Okay.
Or you have the 3 people as security guards, and the one person is the person breaking in. So the VR person's actually the one breaking in, and having to look for, and sneak around. Basically, they can't see anything but what they can see in front of them. Sort of.
Yeah, I do like that kind of hide and seek. I like it in both ways.
Yeah,
because when you've got the people hiding as the people on the TV, obviously that does give them a little bit more awareness, and I think you'd have to literally do things like like if they are in some sort of stealth mode, or like they've done the right thing or whatever, like literally that the person in VR's camera doesn't show them. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like if they're hiding behind a box, even though if you were just to render that model or whatever you might say, I think you literally don't render that model in the VR's point of view in certain circumstances, as long as they're kind of still enough in a shadow or something. Like he literally cannot see them until they move. So I kind of like that aspect. But yeah, I mean, maybe this is just 2 modes. You've got the mode of, okay, you're a security guard and multiple people are trying to break in, or you've got the mode of you are in VR trying to break in and the others are playing security guards. Yeah, it could go both ways.
Could definitely go both ways. I do kind of like the idea of, like, with the players being the guards, like the over-the-top players being the guards, you're only sort of rendering what, like, the ray trace actually hits. So you're sort of hitting those parts with like a less
like
color on the side.
Yeah, like what your flashlight, you only render, again, like you only render the person hiding if the flashlight literally is seeing them. Is that what you mean? I'm kind of liking the idea that as a VR player, you can actually be ducked down hiding behind something, but the thing is, people know that you're ducked down because they can physically see you ducking down. Right. Okay, gotcha. But in the game, they don't know where you're ducking down because unless they shine a light, is that what you mean? Unless they shine a light on you, they can't see where, yeah, there is some level of... there is some level of information sharing there that would ideally not happen, but
I
really like that
idea.
asymmetrical idea. That's cool.
We did play a game at PAX that was somewhat asymmetrical and kind of awesome.
Yes. Yeah, what was that called?
Operation
something. We'll put it on our Twitter for sure, because we
got it here. Operation Armstrong.
There you go, Operation Armstrong. Yeah, definitely check that out. That was cool. A bunch of people playing on their phones, and then one person playing in VR as a infiltrator of sorts, secret agent.
Yeah, and it's not really asymmetrical. It's a cooperative multiplayer.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's different levels of hidden information and such.
Yeah,
cool. All right,
cool.
Let's go again. 3, 2, 1, and click.
Drip.
Machination. So this is some sort of scheme.
Plot or scheme.
Yeah.
Yes.
To do with a drip.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if is this like in a hospital? Drip being something around having to get something into someone's drip or discover, you know.
Ooh. I do kind of like the idea of there being like almost a Hitman-esque thing of you've got to try and find out where this person is in this hospital, without giving away too much information.
Okay,
and the idea being that you're asking around for like something, but if you don't have enough information,
then
or you take too long and you get it wrong, then they start calling security on you and that sort of stuff.
Well, and yeah, I almost got a bit of a Cluedo vibe, weirdly, or Clue for our non-Australian
American
or our American listeners. Just in that, yeah, it is a game of gathering information, or a bit of a like Carmen Sandiego, in that,
yep.
You are having to hunt around this
where
hospital.
In the hospital is Carmen.
Yeah, where in the hospital is Carmen Sandiego, exactly, because you're trying to kill her with poison in a drip. And so there's a few different things you got to do. You got to find, obviously, so you start with a bit of information. You might know the first name or the last name of the target, or you might just know what wing they're in, or even what room they're in, but there could be like 4 people in that room, and you obviously, if you get the wrong person, you lose. Yeah. And so, yeah, it is about, and I do like that kind of Hitman-esque vibe then of it's still an action-ish game. You are walking around this hospital, finding
You maybe
ways.
have to put some disguises on. You may have to, dress up slightly differently. So the first time you go in there, as a reconnaissance, you're sort of getting some of the information. So the next time you go up and talk to someone, you can give the right answer straight away.
Exactly. You're like, yeah. So you're having to sort of figure out and do a bit of social engineering. And it'll be interesting to come up with the mechanic for that. But basically, based on what information you have, you can ask certain questions. And so, yeah, you've only got the last name. It's like, okay, you could just come in as a civilian to the front desk and try to find out the first name by going through a dialogue tree.
Yeah.
And somehow convincing them that you're a relative but don't know the first. Like, how do you get the first name out of someone when you're supposed to already know who this person is, right? Like,
yeah,
that could be, and you could completely fail that. And that means, okay, you can't try that again. You need to take a different tact, and maybe it's distract
now
the
you
nurse
dress
and
up
go
as a
through
doctor
yeah, exactly. Exactly. You dress up as a doctor and you go, oh, hey, nurse, like, give me the file for Mr. Frederick in, and maybe
you get to choose whether it's Mr. or Mrs. And
yes, exactly. Yes,
Mr.,
all
Mrs.,
you know is the
Ms.
last name.
or Miss.
Yes, and so you can take, some leaps of faith and guess at it, but if you get it wrong, that's really going to raise suspicion levels and potentially like have security called on you, and then you have an action scene where you have to try to escape. If you escape, you can get a different disguise perhaps and come in,
And now you're in as a paramedic, and you're pushing in like a dummy in a wheelchair sort of thing.
There's a lot there. I like this a lot. And so it really is though just about finding those key pieces of information of basically room number, bed number, or just room number and name.
Operation type that they had done.
I think there's enough. Yeah, basically it's enough information and then you have to gain access to the room, or it's not just necessarily gain access to the. If you can gain access to the room, and like if you've got you've got the syringe of the drugs or whatever, and you can put it in their drip, or you can like do some social engineering where you like change the chart and just get them the wrong medication.
Get the nurse to do it.
Yeah, like there are ways that you don't even have to get into that room to kill them. But of course, you have to make absolute sure it's the right chart.
Yep.
That's really cool.
It is. And in our shoehorning Halloween into things, like...
Monster Hospital.
No, it's Halloween night.
Yeah,
so
there's just some decorations.
The security guards sort of dressed up as David S. Pumpkins.
And why wouldn't he be? That's a fucking awesome costume. All right. I think we've got time for one more.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, click.
Fondue.
Searching.
Now, if this was a party game, it would be, I've hidden something in this fondue. You have to find it with your mouth.
I'm picturing it's like WarioWare style games, except, sort of like the intro to it is that you dropped your piece of banana into the fondue, so now you're digging around trying to find the piece of banana.
All right. I've got 2 words for you here.
Mm-hmm.
Liquid physics. Can we do something with fondue as an overarching theme?
God. I don't know whether this is going to be possible.
With really good liquid physics.
Now, what engine could do better liquid?
I don't know. It's got to be some... NVIDIA's got to be doing some pretty hardcore liquid stuff by now, right? Real time.
Yeah, I don't know whether you've seen how good like the Minecraft RTX stuff looks, but it looks freaking amazing.
Well, but I'm talking about
they can do a lot of stuff with
I'm talking about the flow,
rays.
Though. I'm talking about
I don't think they're really dealing with their physics stuff anymore, which is what it would come under.
I think you just need voxels. Voxel liquid.
But just really, really, really tiny cubes.
Yeah, you could do it. It's all just fucking
atom size.
It's
cubes.
all just it's all just, what do you call it? Conway's Game of Life. No, what do you call those things? Oh fuck! I did a whole game on it once. I have to look it up. Cellular automation or automation. Yeah, cellular automaton. Yeah, so you could do that. You can. It's the same. It's basically the same. Those falling sand games.
Mm-hmm.
They're all just cellular automatons, where basically the idea is like each pixel doesn't need to know about everything else. It just knows about the rules for itself. You could definitely do that in 3D and make water stuff. So there you go.
Just have it small enough.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Basically, give them a few rules. I reckon we click again.
Yeah, I think so. But still, someone out there, voxel cellular automaton fondue, do it.
Fondue.
Mystique.
Premium.
X-Men?
Yep. The premium DLC is Mystique. Okay, done.
Yeah, that's it. It's just an X-Men game, DLC, EA, get on it. No, I think this is a new X-Man or woman called Premium.
Yep.
What would that be?
And okay, it's a co-op game
be?
where one person is Mystique and the other one is Premium.
Yeah.
Premium is like...
Can they, like, refine things? How would that work? Like,
can they refine mutant powers? I'm just wondering if was there actually a mutant kind of like that guy from Heroes that could, like, steal other people's powers?
Yeah, I mean, Rogue... Can't Rogue do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been done.
Yes.
Premium. I'm trying to think what sort of power an X-person called Premium would have. They're an insurance salesman? Oh, but no, maybe that's it. Maybe they have some sort of like reset abilities that gives you insurance against like shit going bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've basically got like a short-term time travel, like time reset ability.
Yeah, it's kind of like that movie that Tom Cruise was in, Edge of Tomorrow. Every time he dies, it just like it resets.
Or that movie with one of the Wayans brothers where he woke up naked in an elevator.
Yeah, that was called Naked, wasn't it?
I think so.
It actually wasn't a bad film.
Yeah, it was okay. I was just amused by putting it up next to the Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt blockbuster.
I really did enjoy Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
I did like the idea behind Edge of Tomorrow, and I kind of do like the idea
that fantastic.
I like the idea that it's Premium versus Mystique, and so you've got to go through the game trying to figure out which person in this party, this Halloween party, is actually Mystique. So you're having these conversations.
Oh, okay.
And then the only way to get it to all reset is to get killed. So you've basically got to find like some way of getting killed to reset the night.
Oh my God, that sounds complicated. I like that. Maybe it's a bit more of like Life is Strange, right? Because I'm just picturing how in Life is Strange you can like go through a conversation, get some extra information, rewind time, and then go through that conversation again, and now you've got that information so you can like take it down some different dialogue trees. And so again, it's sort of this information gathering game. But sure, you have to kill yourself. If you die, if Premium dies, they go back like an hour in time and just find themselves there.
Yeah.
And so that could be a limitation as well. Like if you go more than an hour past something you maybe didn't want to do, too bad. It's locked in now. You can't go back further than that. So I think, do they just carry around a gun? I'm kind of amused by a game where, you're in this Halloween party, you're walking around, you're talking to people, and like 500 times across the course of this weapon, you just blow your fucking brains out across the party. Everyone screams.
Yeah, that's kind of a bit nasty. What I kind of like,
but then it's fine because time
is the
resets.
idea that you've just got like this button that you press the button and it immediately goes back in time. But what you find out later on is every time you've pressed the button, basically everyone in that universe is just now sees that you're dead on the floor.
Oh right. Yeah. I like that idea in general. I'm not sure about just like falling dead because I love the idea of you finish the game and you get a super cut of every time you killed yourself.
Or got killed by accident.
But I mean, I think you're in a Halloween party. You
open a door and there's an anvil that just drops on your head, sort of thing.
But I love the idea that like during the gameplay as you do this, and whether it's pressing a button, whether it's literally shooting yourself in the head, you don't see the aftermath. It just goes. In fact, I like the idea of it. No, I like the idea of it just being a smash cut. Like as soon as that trigger is pulled or whatever, you are back an hour ago. Now you'd have to do some pretty hardcore caching, I think, for tech wise to make that be able to happen that quickly. But but it's just like it's an instant cut, and then you once you finish the game. And you find Mystique and she's like, you found me. Good for you. Let's go out for beers or whatever happens. It's just like over the credits. It's like over the credits. You just see yourself die in all these different timelines over and over and over again. And it's all the actual ways you did it in the game.
Yeah. And everyone's screaming throughout all the different timelines. It's just like,
yeah.
And it just sort of, it shows like this wall and just gradually cuts between as you see like the ambulance turn up and take your body away.
I don't know how far we go in each one, but I mean, it depends how many times you died, right?
I'm just picturing like random things of there's one that no one actually cares. They just sort of push your body into the corner.
There's a really sad one where where like you were just in the toilet and nobody found you for hours. That's dark.
There's like a secret room that you could go into, but if you died in there, like no one ever found your body, and basically, does a time lapse thing. It cuts to like 70 years later when the new owners of the house are remodeling and they find your skeleton. Oh God.
Anyway, though overall, I feel like we just came up with a pretty cool X-Man woman person.
Okay, I reckon we've got time for just one more.
Oh, right. We'll go long. Airlift.
Thou.
Thou? Like TH?
THOU.
Get thou to the chopper! Now I'm just picturing Arnie in like medieval. It's like the cross between Conan and
Get
True
Thou'st.
Get thou to the chopper, the helicopter. That's not oldie English.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think we will finish it up there for tonight. If you want to find us online, you can go to podchaser.com/Bitstorm. All of our stuff's on there. Hey, we just today, which is 2 weeks ago in release time, released our new feed feature on Podchaser. So you can follow podcasts on there, including ours, and get updates when new episodes and stuff happen. So go and do that. It's really cool. Also, we are part of the 8-Bit Collective, and they are a group of podcasts who are pretty awesome, and we just recorded some stuff with at the 8-Bit booth last week at PAX, which you just heard in the previous episode. So that was really cool. Check them out at 8bit.net. Check them out at 8bit.net.
Awesome. So we'd also like you to check out the AGPN, the Australasian Gaming Podcast Network, of which we are also part of. At PAX, they did an awesome AGPN party mode, so check that out on PAX 2 Twitch channel.
Yes.
Finally, we'd like to thank Kuridas for the use of the song Mount Defiance off of the album Containment Failure.
That's it. So, thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott.
And I actually wasn't that happy with that episode. I'm going to kill myself and go back an hour. Boom.
So anyway, Sonny and Cher, they're a wizard and a bard, as we've sort of discussed.
No, wait. It should definitely be a Western, because they've got Bang Bang, Shot Me Down, and Cowboys Work's Never Done, and it's a Western.
Awesome. I'm glad that we didn't continue all the way through this with... going down the wizard path.
It's a Western without the E. It's just an apostrophe.